Am I the asshole for canceling the family trip after I found out that my wife cancelled my son's ticket? Situation is a bit messy, so bear with me. I am 42, have 2 boys, Adam 16 and Leo 14. Their mom passed away 5 years ago and I married my wife Rose about a year ago. Rose adores both of my boys but complains about Leo being overly uptight and closed up. It's true that he likes to keep to himself, doesn't participate in most family functions, but that's just how he is. My wife has taken it personally and kept saying that Leo clearly doesn't like her and/or doesn't like spending time with her. What she started doing was try to exclude him from events under the excuse of, he wouldn't be interested anyway, which I thought was wrong because he's picked up on that and started asking why. So I told my wife to just do her part and that giving him the choice to decide whether he wants to participate or not and not outright exclude him. I'd been arranging for a family trip and days ago I booked tickets, hotel reservation upon deciding our destination. Note that I was paying for the entire thing. But the day of the trip I found out that Leo's ticket had been cancelled. I was dumbfounded to discover it was my wife who cancelled it. I immediately confronted her and she said she figured Leo wouldn't want to come, but she knew he said he'd go. She tried to argue that due to his moody personality and introvert nature, he'd change his mind last minute or go on THD trip but turn it into a miserable experience for us all. I got so mad at her, especially after she tried pressuring me to leave him with his aunt. I can't. Led the entire trip, all tickets, all reservations, everything. She blew up at me and started lashing out. I had the boys unpack and I did the same, which made her go crazy and yell at everyone in the house. She went to stay with her sister while exposing what I did to the rest of the family, who thought I made a big deal out of it and should have cancelled the trip that I promised the Weil family. 1 #edit. Format and mistakes, I'm so sorry for those. 2 #edit. I am planning another trip with the boys, without my wife, but right now there's huge conflict in the family and even Adam is upset and blames Leo for what happened. I'm trying to get everyone to calm down, then we'll see where this goes. 3 #edit. I've decided, and following some opinions here, to speak to Adam to see exactly why he blames Leo for what happened. He just got home and I'm about to get him into a separate room for a private talk to be able to hear his side in this and find out why he feels this way. If there's any relevant information I will add it below. 4 #edit. I spoke with Adam. Turns out, Rose told him I cancelled the trip after Leo changed his mind, last minute, and that I decided to cancel it for everyone else and fought with her when she tried to convince me to go anyway and let Leo go stay with his aunt. This is just, I don't know what to say, to be frankly honest. Adam didn't even want to talk, but I told him we needed to talk. He and Leo aren't speaking right now because of this and I'm struggling trying to clean up this mess. I was actually thinking about calling Rose, but after this I've decided I need more space than she does. I will have the boys sit together, it's hard to do it but I'll try, and talk this put so I can focus on the other major issue I have with what Rose did. Not the asshole. Your wife cancelled your son's reservation because she didn't want to go on vacation with him. Your son is 14. He lost his mother and then had to adjust to you getting remarried. Your wife is in awe, and cancelling the trip was the right thing to do. She doesn't adore both your boys. She clearly doesn't like Leo, and would prefer to just not have to deal with him. There's no other reasonable explanation for her behavior. You're not the asshole. Your wife is attempting to exclude one of your children from multiple family activities. She isn't asking for his input and then trying to accommodate his desires. She's simply trying to leave him out of it. This is about her, not him. Sorry to say, but it appears you may have to make a choice between your wife and your son in the future. Choose wisely. Not the asshole for now, but more needs to be done. As someone who had a step-parent like this, I can't tell you enough about the lasting impact it had on me until my early 30s. Your son will know what's going on and it will hurt him. Your relationship with Rose is new, but your relationship with your son is for life. Please take your kids on a trip without her to connect and reassure your boys you love them for who they are. There is nothing wrong with being introverted, he will grow at his own pace and at his own time. But as their father you have to show your commitment to them early. It will impact their relationship as brothers as well if you let Rose continue this behavior. Not the asshole. Take kids on vacation. Leave her home. Rose adores both of my boys. No, she does not. Not the asshole. I think we've figured out who really has the moody personality, and turns things into miserable experiences for us all. Surely this can't be the one thing she is like this about, and also, if it is, it's still enough to rethink having her around. Am I the asshole for charging a bride more for makeup when the UGG price we agreed was lower? I am a makeup artist for the past 9 years. I charge $500 for bridal makeup, around $250 for bridesmaid etc. makeup, but for regular party makeup I charge around $150. So few weeks ago a lady had booked me for a party makeup on June 25. She booked at 10 a.m. I went there thinking I'd do a regular party makeup. I had agreed $150 with her. As I was there were some people coming over. I assume relatives. At some point it slips from a woman about the wedding and I realize the woman I'm doing the makeup on is the bride. I'm doing a bridal makeup charging for simple party makeup. I was completely pissed how she lied about the occasion, but I kept doing my job. After we were finished, she gave me $150 and I notified her we are actually $350 short. She asked what I meant by that and I said that I did a bridal makeup. You're the bride. That's what I charge for brides. She said we had agreed on a simpler party makeup and that I am basically ripping her off because I worked the same amount of time and used the same products as I'd use in a bridal makeup, so the title of the event shouldn't matter. I told her she doesn't get to dictate how I form my prices. She then refused to pay me at all and called me a scammer and told me to get out. Before I left, her mom threw $200 on my face and told me to get lost. I was telling what happened to my friends and they all sided with the bride and said that unless I used more expensive products and I did extra labor then I'm not justified in charging her more, and since she requested party makeup I should just charge her that. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole. Once you found out, you should have told her the prices for bridal makeup. And, seeing how everything you use for party makeup and bridal makeup is the same other than the setting spray, she was right to call you a scammer. A $350 difference for a couple of sprays to set the makeup? That spray better be made of God's tears. You are the asshole. As a fellow makeup artist there is absolutely no reason I can see for that massive price disparity. She asked for party makeup, don't give her anything special beyond that. It was your choice to use the more expensive product, not hers. But even if it wasn't, an extra $350? Come on. You are the asshole. A wedding is a party. She didn't ask for extra work done. You didn't ask what kind of party it was before agreeing to the booking. She got around your sneaky price gouging practices and you're salty. Get over it. It's reasonable to charge more for bridal makeup if you're doing something more elaborate than you normally would, not just because it's a wedding. You are the asshole and a scammer. $350 for setting spray, ridiculous. You are the asshole. You gave her a party makeup and tried to charge her $500 when you found out she's the bride. What changed in those few minutes? Lol. And WTF, $500 for some makeup? YTA. She agreed for party makeup. It doesn't matter what kind of party she was going to. She asked for party makeup, you give her and charge for party makeup. If you do the same exact makeup for party and bridal and charge $350 more for the exact same thing, you are a major awe. If you do more for bridal makeup and decided to do the extra, you should have told her then so she could agree. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my sister have my wedding dress? I, F26, was supposed to get married to my fiancé, M30, on August 17, 2021. But he passed away suddenly in a car accident a month before. It was so devastating and pain is pretty much raw for me. I moved back with my parents to get so familiarity and support. My parents have been so helpful, but my twin sister and I aren't so close. She's engaged and getting married before the end of this year. She keeps ranting about her future in-laws expecting her to pay so much money for venue, and invite many guests. She and her fiancé can't afford much, and last week she and my mom asked if she could have my wedding dress to wear at her wedding. I was shocked by her request but didn't react intensely, I just politely declined. She and mom started talking about financial struggles and how I have the potential to help, but I refused to and being negative. I explained to them how this dress has personal attachment and value after they said the wedding didn't happen anyway and I didn't get to make memories in it, which was hard to hear. An argument ensued and my sister called me selfish and unsupportive. Mom still sided with her and said I was wrong and that this dress will only stay hanging in the closet if I don't do something with it since my fiancé isn't coming back in. I refused to move on even though it hasn't even been that long. Dad is on my side, but I started feeling like maybe I'm not being helpful seeing my sister struggling and needing help. Mom said this might make or break our relationship for the years to come, especially when I don't have many people around me after this loss. Am the asshole for refusing to let her have it? By the way, the dress cost me $2,200 that I'd saved up on my own. They claim I'm refusing because of its price and even went as far as to say that I must be planning on selling it or expect them to pay for it. Not the asshole. Jesus tap dancing Christ. Entitled Mother and Sister there. I can't say anything that won't get me into trouble on here. So we'll just reiterate, you are not the asshole. Stick with dad. Let mommy dearest and sister deal with sis wedding dress problems without you. It has been less than a year. I can't. Not the asshole. I suggest taking the dress to a close friend's house to hang on to until this wedding is over. I was called selfish and unsupportive by my sister. Well, isn't that rich? Truly some of the most self-absorbed nonsense I've ever seen. You have a very good reason to not want to loan the dress. But you don't even need one. No is a full sentence. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your sister doesn't have a right to your dress, and you're still grieving. You can use that dress for toilet paper if you want, it's yours and you have no obligation to give it to anyone. I'm so sorry for your loss. Not the asshole. You paid for that dress and have no responsibility to put anything towards your twin sister's wedding. Unless they are offering to pay the full price you did for the dress plus sentimental value you added it. Then your sister can suck it up and buy her own dress like hundreds of other brides do every single year. Edit because I forgot to type it. I'm so mad on your behalf. I am truly and deeply sorry for your loss. Words cannot convey the level of empathy and well-intentioned hugs I'd love to give you. Keep your dress for as long as you want and to heck with anyone else. Not the asshole. The dress is yours and while you may never have worn it to your wedding, you chose it and presumably had it fitted to wear to your wedding. You had dreams for that dress and the future it represented. Your toxic sister and mother are 100% the ah. They don't get to dictate when, how and how long you grieve. Sister is entitled to even ask for the dress. Your mom sucks for supporting her after you said no. I'm very sorry for your loss. If you are able, I'd move out of your parents and go low contact with your mom and no contact with your sister until they get over themselves. Edit. Spelling. Am I the asshole for not buying the food my pregnant wife wants to eat? My wife is on her second trimester and she is eating 3 large avocados a day. Usually 1 in the morning on top of toast and with an egg and 2 made into guacamole. It costs around $2 for a nice large avocado and so she goes through $6 worth of avocados a day, $42 a week in only avocados. On top of that she really wants blueberries, cherries, salmon, steak etc. Especially also steak. She wants a ribeye pretty much every day. If I ask her what she wants for dinner I can always expect steak and usually guacamole too. All the expensive foods and our grocery bill was gone from $70 a week for 2 people to over $150, and also with the increase in gas prices it's squeezing us hard and we only eat at home now to reduce costs. I've tried to explain to her we can't afford it and she insists I should sell my video games and bike to pay for her food craving. I only have a few games as we already sold some and my bike is only worth a couple hundred. I don't think it's fair I have to sell everything I love when she can easily grow our baby with less expensive foods. We are both working ATM but soon she will be on unpaid leave and I will have to support us and we need some savings before that happens. We had a big fight about it and I'm afraid the stress of it will harm the baby but we can't afford our grocery bill. Even if we go to the food bank I highly doubt it will stock the food she wants. Yikes. Have you considered how much diapers and daycare are going to cost? Not the asshole but I'm sincerely concerned about the rude awakening that comes in finding how expensive babies are. Many of the food she is craving is high in iron. It seems like her cravings are associated with a deficiency. She needs to increase her iron intake and contact her doctor. Not the asshole. But utilize every food app and download your local grocery store's app to clip coupons. Info. Do you have a Costco or Sam's Club? They have huge boxes of individual smashed avocado cups for around $10 bucks. They also have individual guacamole cups. And cheaper prices on large containers of fresh berries and the like. This is one way to save money. In the end, $70 for groceries is not sustainable. Once the baby is born and if your wife is breastfeeding she will need increased calories and higher nutrition items just like she does now. If $150 is breaking the bank and you have no savings, yeah, you should probably try to contact social services and see what they can do for you. Not the asshole. Cravings are one thing. Insisting your spouse sell his possessions to feed you is quite another. Either she reins in her cravings or she starts looking at her own items to sell to finance her avocado affinity.